Pull you out your hole, your soul. Next one, yeah. The next one. You gonna let it play? Be what you see. You can be a baby or a star. All you got to do is convince them that you are. Convince them that you are. That's why I want to sing this one, because the background vocals are a little crazy. Convince them that you are. You're underlining all the words that I'm spitting, slap, boxing, popping, words for the hit and see we go in this ring fighting and come out writing, speaking in tongues, ironically hung to the society. See, don't let nobody steal away your right to be free. Capture your essence, capitalizing your absence. Will tell you that the value of the chosen few won't be diminished if you allow them all to finish what they start. Seeing Philly cross the street from all art history is where we should lie futuristically.
Hello, this is Straight Up out of Brooklyn. Straight Up can be found on YouTube under the channel Straight Up Stella O. Go to Straight Up Stella O to see this show as well as other shows of Straight Up. My guests today are two visual artists, Swaby, aka Issart, and Ashley Cimone. I'd like to welcome both of them to Straight Up.
Hello.
Okay, did I get that right, Isis?
Isis Swaby, but Swaby can work.
Swaby, I messed up. I blew it. Issart.
You can Issart it more.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm gonna basically put on my paintings.
You're gonna put Issart and
it's on everything now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So how'd you come up with that name, Issart?
Well, when I was 17 years old, I was like trying to figure out how can I be something else but still do art. Because I don't think Isis really identifies with my art. Isis is like pretty and, it's like a girly name. So I thought of something more masculine. So I thought Issart would be interesting to stamp on my paintings with.
Okay.
And that's my initials and the word art, and art is me, it's my life.
So that was your creative way of coming up with a name. Now, the two of you came together to put a show on that I attended called Touch and Feel My Walls. And I went up to the gallery up in Harlem, Shashama, right? Mm-hmm. I have that right. And you collaborated on this because you both work on the same themes, women's sexuality.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Because your art always touched on sex in some sort of way for women, and yours is a story of one particular woman.
Yeah.
But they were different enough for me where it was a very interesting show. Mm. How'd you meet? Well, first of all, you're a young visual artist. How old are you, Isis?
I'm 21.
And how old are you, Ashley?
22.
Okay, close in age. Did you go to the same school?
No.
So how did you meet?
Well, 2 summers ago, I went to a business camp at Columbia University called Nifty, and there was this great, interesting African-American entrepreneur named John Gray, and I was so intrigued by his story about him struggling and finally somehow having some kind of hand in the fashion industry, so I asked him for an internship. And then I finally caught up with him like a year later because he was so busy with his life. I harassed him. And then we met in Dean DeLuca, and I went to a photo shoot to help him select some sunglasses out, and I was just helping him with whatever he needed help with. And then on the photo shoot, I met Ashley's boyfriend, who's a model, professional model, and we all just basically became friends and meshed well.
Now, when you met, you talked about your art.
Yeah.
Did you realize during that first meeting that you had something in common in terms of like the themes that you worked on?
My boyfriend told me about Isis. And he was like, "Oh, I met this really cool artist, and you guys should really link up. You guys are interested in a lot of the same things." And when I met her, she had these cute little business cards, and she gave me one of them. And I contacted her, because I had just moved to New York like a few months before that, so I didn't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Yeah,
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I moved to New York from North Carolina. I went to school down there for business marketing, and I transferred. I moved to New York just because that just wasn't the place for me,
What's Milwaukee like?
Milwaukee.
What was it like growing up in Milwaukee?
It's very suburban.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a public high school. It is. It's it. I mean, it's a city. It's just we have like our downtown is nothing like New York. It's just very suburban. I had grass.
Okay.
You don't get that in New York.
Well, it was always Central Park.
Okay, but I had grass in my front lawn.
Okay, so you had
I was raised in New York City, so we were like totally opposites, but somehow we collaborated.
So what part of
somehow.
New York were you raised in?
Everywhere.
All right.
I don't like being specific about this kind of stuff, but
No, well, a borough. Like you're in Brooklyn
I
now.
lived in Harlem since my childhood, and then I also moved to New Jersey for 3 years for high school.
Okay.
So that's actually when I started like really getting spiritually like launching my art by myself in my bedroom, painting every day after school.
Okay.
Because in New York, it's a lot of distractions. But in New Jersey, it was like easy to focus because there was nothing to do besides do art.
So your exhibit of your pieces, you had I think like 6 or 7 pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I added 2 extra ones that were actually older paintings I did when I was 19. But these are the most recent, those 5 ones that you have listed.
Well, I'm going to begin with the first one because
Yeah.
I drink so much coffee. It's one of my guilty pleasures, and you hit on how Americans love coffee so much and fur, and it was called
Put your hand through my window.
Put your hand, and you had the green slime in it.
Slime.
Yeah, and I learned about the Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Green slime.
Well,
through
when I was a
you.
kid, I used to watch that show. Like it was like called like greens, like slime your head or something. Slime you, slime shot. I don't know what it was called, but it was like these slime. They'll drop a bucket of slime on your head.
Okay.
And then basically it was just like that was the point of the show. Like if you messed up on a question or something, they're like
You get
slime him,
slime?
slime him.
So what does that have to do with coffee and fur?
So I feel like coffee is like a daily slime. You don't need to drink it. It's not something you have to drink for religion purpose. It's just
No,
like for you to
that's
drink
true.
it just to be kind of hyper.
It
You
feels
drink-
good. It's like a little pick me up in the morning. Okay,
Like-
but to you it's slime. Okay.
Yeah.
And the fur?
Also, I feel like that's like some kind of form of like something that you don't need but you must buy. It's like a luxury good you need to have
Yeah.
for winter. And the coffee is kind of like a luxurious thing with Starbucks or with like a nice cafe that's charging you $5 for a cup of coffee. Like it's a drink.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of on the same wavelength.
Okay.
Their marketing strategy, like you want to aspire to like be something.
So you don't need them, but
You do need them.
You do need them to give you an illusion of warmth and luxury.
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's all connected.
Got it.
And then the little silver trays on the canvas sheet is representing. Well, I have a story why I have those silver trays. Because 2 years ago I wanted to make lip balm, and I feel I was gonna be like a lip balm specialist. So I bought like all these trays and started making lip balm.
Okay.
But then I realized that's not my calling, so I just cut that out, and I just decided to add it to the painting because it
Okay.
represents the conveyor belt, like in a factory where they make coffee.
Okay. Now, your exhibit was touchable art. Yours also, Ashley, touchable art. So you can actually invite anyone that comes to
Yeah.
the gallery to touch and feel it. Like, and the next one I want to talk about, you have a cutout shape of your body.
Ashley sketched me.
Oh, Ashley
It was
sketches
a quick thing.
It was like a quick outline of her like laying on the painting, and
But
I
it was supposed to
sketched
be
it,
a dead body.
So a dead
Yeah.
body.
Like being persecuted by society.
and by the labels that society puts on.
Causing,
So
yes.
you have people come up and write on it.
Yeah.
So you get to
At
write.
first, I did my own labels, and I was like, why did I do the whole thing by myself? So I basically invited the guests to like write the labels they want to call people, good things or bad things. Like one of
Good or bad?
my friends is like obsessed with Oprah, so she put Oprah.
Okay.
She like loves Oprah. So.
Okay. So what? Someone wrote like slut and different things.
Scarlet
like
A.
that.
I wrote Scarlet A because I read that book when I was a kid growing up.
Okay.
And just like being persecuted for something you did that's just a human quality, but people just judge you on everything.
Okay.
So.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
And then you also have March of the Frogs.
Yeah.
And that's Hope by Hopping. That's what I came up with. Hope by hopping along. That's what I came up with when I saw
it. It was
it.
March of the Frogs, Hop on Hope.
Hop on Hope. Oh, okay.